like going back in that one script, you're gonna be the walking blind man.
Oh, they were saying, I saw a video about, they were talking about the martial law. And they said when these people can't get their antidepressants, what do you think they're gonna do, you know? They're all OCD'd out, they're GMO'd out, they're drug addicts on the fucking prescription drugs. And they can't get their prescription, they're gonna lose it. They're gonna really become ravaging wolves.
Yeah, that's something I always think about. When you meet somebody who takes all kind of pills, you're like, oh, you're gonna be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And you seen a heroin addict come off drugs, or a crackhead, you know, alcoholic. Yeah. It's hard. It's not.
I heard that some people could die from just quitting doing whatever it is that they're stuck to.
Most people would kill. I saw a thing where it said most people commit suicide off when you come off, like a hangover. Yeah. A lot of people shoot themselves in the head because they feel just so down, you know. Yeah.
Going on verse 31. But that man whom he hath ordained, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men.
And that word ordained is actually meaning he was ordered to come. He was called forth. He didn't wake up and choose to wake up and go to college and learn this. You know, he was called. Go ahead, brother.
In that he hath raised him from the dead.
That he raised him from the dead. This is a resurrection we're going through right now. We're being born again. This is the resurrection.
Was it Ezekiel, was that 47?
Yeah.
About the tried bones? 37. Yeah, that you know, right now is that bringing together that
stick.
Yeah, the stick. Israel, man.
Let me get a script box real quick. This is Deuteronomy 8, verse 4. The raiment, which is clothing, waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years, showing he had favor on them while they were in that time of tribulation in the wilderness. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart, which is the mind, that as a man chasteneth his son, so Yahweh thy power chasteneth thee. Therefore, thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahweh thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains, and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. And what it is the promised land. Because this ain't the promised land. This is ugly. You think this is beautiful, you retarded. Big ass cave. That's what we literally live in, is a cave. And even the sun is blocked out by your chemtrails. Those are actually nanoparticles that are aluminum, and they're put in your mouth to put inside the brain. They actually say it's to block out the sun. But also, does that get into the ground and also burn? Aluminum burns hot.
Oh yeah, that's why this place is gonna have a heavy destruction. Man.
Right, and these trees, they're absorbing it. All these plants, they're sucking all that in. When it rains, they suck all that aluminum up. They're like drenched in gas. They're cocktails, you know. Everything is. These trees, the people.
It's gonna be that quick ignite.
Yeah, it's just
fire.
Gonna go poof.
Yeah.
In a blink of an eye. 1 hour it's gonna take. But once it hits, it's gonna be like domino effect, you know? It's gonna be beautiful. Was you holding something, fellas?
Yeah, I still had that on the bread.
Go ahead, bro.
Jump back into it?
Yeah, because I just got a script on it too.
Oh,
Same spirits.
This is John 6 and 26. Yahushua answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled.
Right, and that's what they were doing. They took on all these different doctrines of why this happened. That's why people, they go to the doctor before they pray, because they believe in that doctor, which means liar. That's what a doctor means. If you're in a doctor papers, it would mean you forged them. They were lies.
and really all they do is just type in on a computer and see what symptoms you have.
Pharmaceutical?
Yeah, and they estimate what type of if it's either the flu or cold, strep or whatever it is.
Con, and something they were doing is every time Yahweh Shai went out and he spoke publicly, he would perform a miracle for the. He would perform a miracle for you know, making the food enough for everybody to eat. And so he was cutting them up too, telling them, you know, that they're going out there just for a free meal. They're going out there just to get some food, rather than to get the actual food.
They're really not sincere. That's why it says you're supposed to fear him. That's what makes you keep the commandments. It's not that you keep them to get the fear. The thing is, you start to fear him.
That's why it says the fear is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
You start to fear him. I better keep these commandments.
Start seeking.
You know, it's just like a child with his father. You know, you're not there, but then the mom calls, hey, your son's acting up. Hey, I'm gonna be there soon, and you better get your fucking shit in order.
Yep.
And guess what? The wise one will say, yep, sorry. The other one rebels, and he got to get knocked out. That's what it is. This is a long distance relationship.
God.
But in the same way, he's right here with us in the spirit, being the scriptures, the understanding of it.
God. That's right, bro. Going on, this is verse 26. Yahweh Shai, verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath the heavenly Father, or hath power the Father's seal.
And the meat, you know, it's all this together, all this truth. All right? The meat, it takes chewing. It takes time to process this. You got to be at a mature level to understand it and to get it and to be able to cope with it. Because some men, they can't accept it, and they're old bags, and they lose the new wine because the new wine expands. It's a living thing. If you ever made wine, in the beginning, it's bubbling, it's growing, it's expanding. Because, you know, when you get that yeast that eats the sugar, because that's how you make wine, yeast eats sugar and then it makes alcohol. It's growing, you know, it's fermenting.
Because it's a bacteria.
That's what it is. Yeah, fermenting. Yeah, it actually eats sugar and then shits out liquid.
That's where y'all. It's basically like a poison.
So if it's an old bag, it has no move room, like an old person. You know, they're real stiff. They don't have no movement. Too young, you teach them too much and they'll go off and they'll destroy themselves. So a person has to be perfect, meaning balanced. You have to know the good and the bad. You have to know the curses and the blessings. You have to know the nations and the languages. You have to know all these different things, but it's together, it's a meat. Go ahead, brother.
Going on to verse 28. Then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of the Heavenly Father?
Right, what shall we do to do the works of the Heavenly Father, pretty much. He's pretty much asking a simple, plain question, and if you're really got zeal for the Lord, this question has been on your mind. Especially right now at this current time. Because shit is popping off. China's airport just got destroyed by a strong wind. I mean, there's so much, I can't, you know, there's so many different stories that pops up. But